I want to talk briefly about shopping mortgage lenders. Ultimately, what you're looking for is a vehicle to help finance the home that you found that you ultimately want to close on. So getting a good deal on the financing, but ultimately getting to closing should be your two priorities. My recommendation is that ultimately you start with someone you know, like, and trust. I recommend you start with a realtor that you're planning on working with and utilize the relationship they already have with a handful of lenders. If you want to shop with multiple lenders, we can certainly put you in touch with 2 or 3 of our favorite lenders to work with and let them compete over the financing rates and fees. The thing you've got to know is the relationship, from my experience, is what's going to ultimately make sure we're getting to closing table. Because there's nothing worse. You might have negotiated yourself around and found the best rate or the best fee in town, or no rates, no fees kind of mortgage. And if you can't ultimately close on that house, it's worth nothing. So the process is important. So having someone in your corner that says, I trust this person, I've worked with this person, I know they'll get you to the closing table, is a great first step. Secondarily, make sure you understand the impact of the rates and the fees that you're shopping for. Because depending how long you plan to be in the house, different elements of that are going to have more or less impact. For instance, putting less money down and taking PMI, right, ultimately to a monthly expense on top of your interest payment, could be a good decision if you're only going to be in the house for a short period of time, because ultimately you're not going to be paying down much on that mortgage. Or in contrast, if you're going to be there for an extended period of time, knowing that you've got the best rate that's going to last you over that 30-year period you're going to be in the house could be the most important thing you need to consider. So make sure your lender and your realtor and all the people in your corner understand your objectives and your plan with the house. The final thing I'd say is when you have a couple different lender options, and they call them a good faith estimate or a loan estimate, I highly suggest sharing them with the opposing lender. If you're really shopping to find out who the best option is for you from a rate fee standpoint, share it with them. Let them look at it and shoot holes in it. They're the ones that do this every day, and they're going to see things that you don't necessarily see. And they're going to say, well, they've left this out of this loan estimate, and they've included this when it shouldn't have been, etc. Make sure you're comparing apples to apples. So hopefully those few tips will help you. Get with us. Again, we love walking you through this process, but make sure you're armed with all the right information when you go into a home purchase.